Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Gears of War 5. I am joined by the one, the only, the Redman.
Yes, that's me.
And you're with me, Lost Hope. Yeah, in the last session we managed to murder a bunch of civilians. We did a good job.
Yeah.
We broke more technological dangerous weapons like lasers, and now we've decided to join our winter attire and go into a small little fishing village from the looks of it.
A small little fishing village inside a giant skeleton.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me the thing that always makes me laugh about these sorts of things, like you see the creatures like this and you're like, who kind of sits back and goes, you know what, we should build there. Yeah, it's just that sort of stuff I don't really understand.
Well, I mean, the creature is from Gears of War 2, so you do actually have to fight this creature that we're inside in Gears of War 2.
Oh, okay.
It's the Rift Worm, and you you get eaten by it, and you have to chainsaw out of it essentially.
Oh, it's the fog. Welcome. Now get the hell out.
This is one of those hub areas where you just sort of walk around, collect stuff, talk to people.
And you kind of get like an idea of what things are happening and all that sort of jazz then.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I like the fact everyone has like these little like blue monitors in their chest.
Stinks almost as bad as you.
Yeah, I don't know what that's for really.
Wasn't that funny?
It'd be a shame if you were here and you were vegetarian, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's fish everywhere.
It's definitely like nice though, because like I remember in like I think we talking about this like last episode, like road buildings like changed a hell of a lot, and like in the old shooters and Gears, you'd kind of just like push through to level to level to level to level, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. If you compare this to the even the one before this one, Gears 4, there was nothing like this. You literally you always have a gun. Your objective is always clearly marked. Go here, kill this thing. If you know what I mean. While on this, there's a lot more. The collectibles are a lot more interesting. They're really committed to building up the world.
And I think one of the interesting things is now it's just like, nowadays it's just like I don't know, there's a lot more like writing that goes on behind the scenes, and games are almost like kind of taking on that almost like cinematic experience.
So this belonged to a giant worm that Marcus...
Oh yeah, like for instance, Gears of War 1, you get to like a stranded camp, and it's literally two linear corridors. You walk in, you walk out. That's it.
Yeah. Like
you don't get to walk in between the huts. It's a corridor of houses that you just walk past, and that's it. That's your exploration done, sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's nice having these moments as well, because you kind of get to like walk through and see everything, and you get the idea and the sense of it all.
Get the idea of the scope and like being inside a giant skeletal worm.
Has there ever been a game that you've played in like the past or like the future, like that you kind of aware of that you're like, okay, the lore's really good in this or anything like that?
A game I've played in the future.
The game that you like played like a demo for, you see, you're like, oh, I really want to get into the lore of that, for instance.
I love the lore of the Dragon Age games.
Okay.
I love the lore of those games. I read them. I used to read them in my spare time. Like, not in the game. I would Google the codexes and all that, and just read the history of the world and stuff like that. Because I love my high fantasy stuff. Same with things like Fallout. I like sort of alternate world histories, like when it's like, everything's the same except this one slight tweak in the world, and look how much is different. Have you got any games that you just love the lore of?
I think Halo was like one of them, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Because it just has like such a cool idea that initially they were like set up to like deal with like what do you call it, rebels and all that sort of stuff, and how they evolved and how like the first Covenant kind of came about and all that sort of stuff. That was really cool. And then you kind of got to like experience what it's like to be all that sort of stuff as well.
Ow, and the battle in ants.
God. That was always like a really cool one. Fallout, I liked the aesthetic and style of. I just, for me, I think the lore was always like a little bit weird because they would have like, it was a weird mixture between like fantasy and non-fantasy. Because you would have like ghouls, you'd have like huge like insects and stuff flying around, but it was like a weird one.
Yeah, no, I get
it's
what you mean.
Chuz, and not Chuz. How you doing, boy? You're looking good.
Like even like the lore that they built on for the Spartans in Halo, like all you knew in Halo 1 was that the Master Chief was a badass. That was it. That's all you knew.
Yeah.
And then they started building up like all the Spartans. Most of them were like taken as babies and experimented on and all this sort of stuff. And it was a bit dodgy and not technically okay. And they just built on the lore from literally, as we were talking about in the last episode, an excuse to run around and shoot things. They turned it into this huge world.
Yeah, and story and stuff like that, which is like really appreciated, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And like that kind of like falls into like the bracket of like, I think it's what was it? I was doing some reading because I'm getting to like Warhammer, and I was reading up about like Space Marines, and they're like genetically engineered to be like this. I don't think they can reproduce. But
What?
I think I'm either having like visions or like flashbacks. I'm not sure which yet.
Oh, I just was walking along and then you just suddenly stopped. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, so they've got
I'm
like.
gonna ruin this cutscene for you.
Well, it's weird because he like vanished out of it as well, which is like, which is weird. But I like the idea of like two different viewpoints and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I was reading up about like Warhammer and Space Marine and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh, they're big, giant 7-foot muscular things. They're like born into it. They're like. Their brain chemistry gets altered when their bodies can't fight anymore, and then become like dreadnoughts, which are literally like brains in like a giant metal suit, and they're like enhanced even more to like be non-afraid of fear.
So
And
they
you
got
read
this
all that
whole
sort of stuff, and you're
place
like, oh my
running
god,
on
this is like terrifying.
Looks that way.
I see, because Warhammer,
Guessing the
I
giant
assume that's
purple
Warhammer 40k, right?
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the future of Warhammer stuff. Yeah.
That's it's never something I've looked into. So I didn't know there's all that lore, and I know obviously there is lore, but I didn't know any of that because it's not something I've looked into.
Yeah.
As I said, for me, it was like just almost an excuse to run around as a big dude with a gun and just shoot the hell out of all these things.
Yeah, and it's good nowadays because everyone's like, there's a lot more, like we said before, like world buildy sort of stuff,
definitely.
which is always nice.
What you're saying earlier about the different viewpoints. So do you ever play? I think it was Dead Space 3. It had a cooperative mode in the story player, and
looking for the chief.
you go through the whole
Old
game
guy,
and you're both
smells
seeing
like
different
beer.
things.
You
And I'm
seen
pretty
him?
sure it turns out that player 2 is a figment of player 1's imagination.
Oh really?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry for
Uncle.
spoiling another 10, 15-year-old game in this episodic series of Gears of War.
By the end, we're
Um,
just going through every single game
Never
because I
imagined
just
they said
ruined it.
no.
Yeah, every
Guess they
single
thought you'd hear me
360
out.
and PlayStation 3 era
Now, what
game,
do
and
you
we've just
think?
ruined it.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
you
yeah,
need
but
a
I'm
new
pretty sure
decorator.
they did that. He's a guy from Gears of War 4. this
Okay.
dude.
How's that
And
working
he's
out?
like Kate's uncle, I
Not too
think.
well. It's good to see you again, Kate.
And he's
You
got
too,
a
Uncle.
massive head.
Now go pack up.
It's quite interesting. We enlarged
Am
my
I?
pot. Yes, I see.
Look, man,
What
we've
which one?
convinced every other
The
village
head.
to enlist.
Yeah.
Head,
The last
head
one
and
out.
beard.
Cog, outsider,
These are
look,
two
it
things
doesn't
that go
matter.
together. You're
It's
hired.
time to fight these things together.
No.
How do you make an interesting
It's time we
character?
end this
Cool
conversation.
backstory. Massive
I'm
head.
sorry, young one.
Cool haircut
You
and
can
give him
find your
some
way out.
beads on his beard. You're set.
Uncle,
Can't
my
remember what that
mother's
was
dead.
about.
because
Oh yeah,
she
you're
got
trying to
me
get him to
alone.
join up with the
So
cog,
go
I
ahead,
think.
send us away.
Yeah.
But if you do, I'll be back.
It'll be like
To
the typical
bury
thing, like
whatever's left
it'll
of
be
you and
like,
the people
oh,
behind these
we need your
walls.
help. No, we don't
And I
need your
think
help.
you
And then
know
something
it.
bad will happen. And then there we go.
Cue something. That was literally the perfect
How
time.
often do they attack?
Something bad will happen, and then literally in the background.
Well, it's like a typical story. Like there's like typical story beats in some games where it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's like we need your help. I don't want your help. We don't need you here. And it's just like, oh, actually, maybe we do need your help and stuff like that.
than this.
I mean, that's because, like, in terms of video games, oh, he's dead. In terms of video games and even films, there's a lot of stories and plot points that have been done. Especially
Yeah.
video games, like you can only get so many reasons to shoot monsters in the face. Like, nicely done.
Thank you. Yeah, I like got into my tactical shooters for a while, which is always like a really fun thing. Like I think we're saying like Wildlands and stuff like that when we were like been playing games. Like those sorts of games would be kind of fun to play, because you get to like build. I like it when you build characters a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because at least then you kind of like go, right, I started off here, now I'm here, this is what I now look like. And that's why I think character customization sometimes is super important.
Oh
Especially
yeah.
if you can do it right. No, go
Oh
for
yeah.
it.
If it's good character customization, you feel connected to that character. Whether you make them look like yourself or just like try to make them as cool as you can, like it's so important. Oh, I'm out of ammo. I did not mean to do that. Oh, I almost got chainsawed.
Oh, no.
I'm down.
Oh, okay, I'll come grab it. Oh, no, the PC's got you. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Like, I think if you can do, like, good character customization well, you're, like, 9/10 of the way there.
Oh, yeah. That's why one of the reasons Anthem didn't do too well was because they had all this, like, oh, you need... That guy just turned into pieces in front of me. That's why one of the reasons Anthem didn't do too well was because it was all like, oh yeah, you get loot and gear customization, but all the gear and the loot looked exactly the same, unless it was stuff that you bought.
Yeah. And I think it was just like, sometimes it was just numbers, which didn't really help. You're good? Oh no, you're dead. Is that you dead?
I died, yep. No. Apparently, something I've learned from this series we're doing, those juvies, the little monkey things, just are my sworn enemy. They just keep getting me.
It's your nemesis.
Oh man, checkpoints.
Nah, like, to be fair, the checkpoints aren't horrendous here. I played some games where you go back to like half an hour ago. Like, I think we were talking about like Dark Souls earlier.
Oh yeah.
And just like our agreed mutual hatred of that. Because there's
Yeah,
nothing worse than like going back to like a checkpoint and then almost like having to reset what you've just done the last like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Oh my god, my head just came off.
Oh, did you get talk mode?
I did indeed. Yeah, the what do you call it? The checkpoints here aren't bad. Like we're talking, yeah.
I think the thing that irritates me about the checkpoints on this game, and I think it's similar for a lot of all the Gears of War games, is the checkpoints are always after the cutscenes, before the cutscenes. So, and they're often unskippable ones. So if you're stuck playing on the hardest difficulty, you will see the same cutscene 100 times before you get past it.
Yeah.
Like, here we go. Oh, it's a cutscene. Like, yeah, it looks cool the first time, but if you're watching it the 10 times...
The 10th, 13th time.
Yeah. And you find yourself mimicking the dialogue because you've heard it 100 times. Like, oh, get to cover, they're coming. Because you know, you're just fed up of hearing the same line.
Yeah, it's always like interesting stuff like that kind of you laugh at, because you can kind of be like, okay, I appreciate the fact you put a lot of time into this game, but also like, I don't know. I don't know what, like, I remember Last of Us 2 wasn't like horrendous for it, but Naughty Dog was always like a bad person for doing that, because I remember I'd like die a couple times and I used to get like so frustrated.
Well, I think like Naughty Dog, they're one like sort of game companies that love their cutscenes. Like they put a lot of work into it, and so they should love them. But in terms of that, when you're watching the same cutscene for the 100th time, it is irritating.
Yeah, exactly. But like the good thing I like about this is like I think we discussed it before. It's like a lot of tactical shooting. It's not just like running down the corridor with your gun and then hide around the corners so you get your health back.
Yeah, I mean as well. We're playing on experience, so we do have that. Oh, I'm being beaten the hell out of at the moment.
There you go.
I'm down. We're oh, sorry. Did you want one of those?
It would have been nice, but it's all good.
Hang on. I can swap you for the talk bow.
No, that's all good. Don't worry about it.
Take it.
Don't worry about it. I'll
Come back! Don't leave me!
Are you just stuck here forever
No,
now?
no.
It reminded me of like that scene from South Park where it's just like, son. Have you ever seen South Park?
Oh man, I love South Park.
You know, like the World of Warcraft episode where it's like,
yeah,
son,
when he's
take the
dying.
truth. Yeah. He's like, how do I trade? It's like, oh, it's control. It's like, okay. Are we waiting for something to happen?
Yeah, so they're supposed to come out of here. Is there an enemy hiding somewhere?
I just heard a voice. Nothing. Oh, there is. There's like 2 guys on top for whatever reason.
Ah, they're hiding.
Waiting for the second one to pop up his head up.
I can hear it because I've got my headphones on for Discord.
Ah, okay. Oh, weird.
No, I love that episode. That's such a good episode about gaming culture in general. That whole episode. Stay away from the juvies. Oh god.
Oh my god.
No! Oh, guess what got me down?
A
A
juvie?
juvie.
There's some Jews, man. There we go, flash them.
We both had the same idea.
I mean, it works, and the good thing is, like, you kind of got those tactical abilities on the fly, which is always, like, a good thing.
Yeah, what we were saying before I died earlier there, because of where the game, because we're playing on hard difficulty, you can't just sprint around and use a chainsaw and everything. You've got to, there's an element of, like, you've got to make sure you use your cover properly. You've got to think about flanking. The AI is smart enough to flank on this game, so it will do that. So there's a lot more thought involved than you'd think when you look at Gears of War.
Yeah.
Ah, the shock trap.
Place the track nearby enemies. Okay, that's cool.
Shock trap.
To tab and enter. Oh, don't tab. So shock trap, flash. I kind of like the flash, honestly.
Well, I'll put the trap on.
Okay, I'll put the trap on anyway, because the game is like, you have to put the trap on because it's part of the tutorial. And you're like,
Yeah. It's
I
like
understand what you want me to do here, game.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up all this weapons and loot first game.
Yeah, I think we both said that we enjoy tactical games and stuff like that, which is like I find it's like a dying market at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, games like to jump on fads. Game companies. I mean, that's why literally every game now has a battle royale mode or is a battle royale, because at the moment that's what's hot. But eventually, it all go like when Gears of War first came out. Every game became a grimy third-person shooter because that's what they were. They were grimy, black and very grey games. Yeah, those shock traps are brilliant against these little bastards. So yeah, so sort of the tactical shooters died out a bit. Same with RTSs. There's not many games that bring out RTSs anymore.
Yeah, which is sad because like I don't know. I always found RTSs where it was like had like a solid basing.
Oh yeah,
no, sometimes they had like a decent-ish story to them.
Yeah, I mean, I used to play quite a few RTSs, but when they stopped making them, I stopped playing them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or normally they're only on PC now, so I can't. There's no ports, so I'm struggle with that.
So that's one thing I never got. I never really understood why. Who just got knocked down?
It's one of the random dudes. Oh, I'm being beaten up again.
Oh, indeed you are.
I think you got to shoot him off me. Oh.
Yeah, like there's a couple of good strategy games coming out this year actually, which I'm looking forward to. One's Iron. It's based off like a game called Scythe. It's called Iron Harvest.
Right.
Watch out for the steam.
Oh,
sorry,
steam.
I thought we had to do something helpful. Apparently not.
I think it is helpful when we're not standing next to it.
That is also very true. But it's good that they've got like environmental stuff now for this, which is.
Yeah, you can shoot through a lot of the soft cover, like wooden boxes and stuff.
Yeah, like. Oh my god.
Oh, I found the ammo room over here. Hello. Oh, and a component. We really should remember to upgrade Jack at some point.
Well, like I've found like a couple of components throughout this, which is good. But it's just like there isn't that much.
Yeah. Oh, do you just shock trap him? Nice.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm kind of going down the assumption like the technology is going to be like damaged. So, have you ever had a game where you just like not been able to finish it from beginning to end, like you've quit halfway through because like this is a horrible game?
What, as in because I didn't like the game, or because I just couldn't go on in that sense?
Let's go on for now, and then we can go on like the other vein of the other one, if that makes sense.
There was a game that I couldn't complete purely because the game kept breaking.
Okay.
It was one of the newest Splinter Cell, back when they still made Splinter Cell games.
Okay.
I got to the last mission and my Xbox would crash every single time, and it wouldn't save my progress, and I'd have to do the mission before the last mission again, get to the last mission, and then during that cutscene it would crash. So I never finished the game.
That's weird.
I've just been shut out. Oh, there we go. I just got shut out of this room and then it teleported me back in. All the marks is here.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like some really nice weapons here, like the snub pistols here, which I prefer.
Oh no, I like the Boltok.
It's like being in a candy store. It's great.
Highly dangerous candy store.
It's the long shot.
Oh, the end bar's there too.
I know, and also the long shot. It's just like the game's teasing me. It's not fair.
Teasing with too many options.
I know. It's just like you could have any of these guns. You're like, I could. So
yeah,
you couldn't get through Splinter Cell, you said.
Yeah, because it just kept breaking. That was just the game's fault as opposed to anything else. There have been games that I've lost interest in, like the Outer Worlds that recently came out not too long ago. I literally didn't put it down for days, and then I put it down to play something else. And every time I try and play it again, I just get bored and turn it off.
Oh, weird.
And the Outer Worlds is right up my street. It's an RPG made by the guys that made Fallout. I love the aesthetic, I love the world, but I just can't get back into it.
Yeah, because it's something weird. Like it's like a Majora's Mask sort of scenario.
Right.
Which
I haven't played that.
Okay. Also, just so sad.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was just shooting all these people, and I heard you go, and I was like, "Are you okay?"
So Majora's Mask has this like great little idea where you've got like 3 days to stop the end of the world.
Yes.
So that's, to my saying, what Outer Worlds also had to it.
Okay.
Because it's like you die and you come back to life or something weird.
I don't. I know. I think you've got to reload the save if you die.
Oh, okay.
Maybe at a certain point that changes.
It might be a different game I'm thinking of, honestly.
Oh, I just died.
Yeah, I just sure you just get obliterated.
I couldn't look. Every time I peeked out, all I could see was the sun, and then I peeked out and got hit by a talk boat.
Oh god. But yeah, okay. So the Outer Worlds, what was that? Is that the one I'm thinking of, where it's like 12? There's like 100 different story endings or something silly?
I don't know if you are thinking the same thing. It's made by the original Fallout guys. And it's set like you're like a colonist, but you are left frozen for years and years and years. Okay. And they've only recently get out of the way.
Dead.
We need to just get out of this corridor. I think.
Yeah, because we're just getting nailed at.
Field, killing field. Yeah, you're in this sort of colony, and it's like this weird sort of retro future vibe. I don't really know how else to explain it really. But basically space is run by corporations, not by like, it's all money making.
Yeah.
So like everywhere, each planet has an official sponsor that has colonized it. And it's all about the companies.
Is this where you like play as like a ranger or something?
A ranger? No, you're you're a colonist that has been like, I'm frozen.
Oh, okay.
And run around with guns and stuff. But yeah, I think that one, because I wanted to play the game. I'm running back into that room to get some ammo.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, I just stopped playing it just purely because it was I couldn't. Every time I picked it back up, I just was like meh, and then put it back down after an hour or so.
Yeah, it's weird how sometimes it happens. Like, I can't remember. I think it was like one of the Fallout games. Someone did that very similar to me, and I tried picking up Skyrim like a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, eh. And then it was like a much older game, but it's just like, I don't know, you kind of expect to have like the same nostalgia with it.
Yeah, no, I get that. I whenever, because I've got Fallout, Skyrim, what's it called, Ultimate Edition, whatever it's called. And I pick it up. I'll set myself an objective. I'll play it non-stop until that objective's done, and then won't play it again for 6 years. That's sort of what I do with it. Like, what was the most recent one I said? It was something like, I want to become Thane of every single hold on one character. So I went, okay, I'm going to do that. So I was playing it, and then I got to a point where the only place I had left, I have to finish the Civil War storyline before I can become the Thane of Winterhold, I think it's called. No, Windhelm. And I was like, oh, so now I need to play something I've played to death to do this one last thing. And then I put it down, haven't played it since. That was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
4 months
Oh my
ago.
god.
Oh, you're on a silverback?
Yeah?
Have fun. You did say you like Gundams and mechs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so this kind of suits. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, it's quite cool actually. Oop. Because I remember this from like one of the Gears games. I think it was like the second one maybe, or the third one.
Yeah, it's War 3. These are in it quite a lot.
Which is quite cool.
Hey, friend. Oh fuck! There's still people around. So, what do you have any games like that you just picked up and just were like, meh? Not
I've had like a couple in the past, annoyingly enough. I'm just jumping out of this because it's about to explode. So I think I said Prey was one of those games for me. I don't know why. I think it was the combat. It just wasn't like fun.
Right.
And the sad thing is, they did really well. And like so when I just started streaming back at university because I've run for like a couple of different like streaming phases. And basically, I was like, oh, this will be a really good game to like stream. So I got it, downloaded it like for the day it came out and stuff like that. Like, and then it got up at midnight and immediately started playing it to like get some content out on it.
Yeah.
And I just hated it after like the third episode, after like 3 hours of it.
Jesus.
Like, I literally put it back, refunded it, and that was it.
Damn, that bad? You uninstalled?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? So like, literally played it. 3 hours later, it was like, nope, done. And literally just like did it to try and get some like to help like the channel and stuff, and that was it.
Yeah. But then when you're playing games just to play them, like that's when I'm like, right, just do something else, because at that point it's not fun, and that's what this hobby is. At the end of the day, it's playing video games is to have fun. Like, unless you're playing Dark Souls because you love to hate yourself.
Yeah, you're just a sadist. You just want pain and suffering. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point of those games. Like, or if you're trying to do a really hard achievement or something, like, you know, that's that. But if you're just playing a game to play it, it's just like, but you're not enjoying it. Like, what's the point almost? So I get that why you stopped playing that.
Yeah, and then I think one game that I got really annoyed at, it's such a silly game saying now. Sly Raccoon, like the original, like the PS2.
Oh god, right.
Yeah, I kept on getting stuck on the final boss, and I wasn't like, it was one of those annoying things, like, I stopped playing it, but I came back to it as like an adult, and I was just like, how did I get stuck on this?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh my god, I'm down. This is aggressive.
I'm coming.
Very cool. I like overextended realistically.
Well, you moved up too forward.
Yeah, I was a little bit too keen. Yeah, that was one of them because I just got stuck on the final boss for ages, and I remember like you know, as like a 7 or 8-year-old, you would like sometimes like get so frustrated you would almost like be close to bursting into tears.
Oh yeah, I still do.
Yeah, so that's what happened to me. I just got so frustrated, I was just like almost in tears, and it was just like, come on.
Oh, you down as well? Ooh. This is not good.
Come on, just some. We've got like loads of people that just helped us.
I died.
Oh, Oscar, what are you doing, man? He's just down a bit. Oh, so just like, oh, listen, safe. Yeah, I was like so close to bursting into tears like 2 or 3 times, and I was just like, this is the most frustrating game because you had to like jump through holes, like there'd be like rings you had to like go through, and if you didn't get through the rings, you'd get damaged and you'd fall off, and then you'd take like it'd make it hard to then get through the rings and all that sort of stuff. And it was just like, and it wasn't like a rage quit, but it was just like, yeah, it was like pretty aggravated young kid version of me.
Oh, of course.
Which is like the worst. Yeah. It was good.
I think I used to get like that on the Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which was on the PlayStation 2. That was really difficult. The bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a sub-boss called Murloc who absolutely thrashed me every time I played against him.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't beat him. Well, actually, that's not true. I could beat him. In fact, I was the only one in my house that could beat him out of me and my brother.
Yeah.
So, no matter who was playing Mortal Kombat, my brother would ask me to jump on and beat the boss, which would be about 4 hours of me crying and screaming, trying to beat the boss, and then eventually doing so, and then passing the controller back to my brother to let him. And that was the sub boss. The actual boss of the game was really easy in comparison.
That's it. They're down.
There's nothing worse than like horrible like difficulty spikes in games, which seem to have like calmed down a lot, but also like they're not as popular, but they're like really bad nowadays. Where like you're like, oh, this is like an easy game, and you're like smacked across the face. But I never like, so Mortal Kombat, right? I really got into, and I really liked the idea of. I just couldn't get behind it. Like I really enjoyed the characters and all that sort of stuff, but I feel like I never like played it properly.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I just kind of like spammed buttons a lot of the time, and that's kind of it.
I get that. I mean, like, how do we do?
Oh, there's a E prompt.
Oh, right.
Come on, we gotta get out there.
There was yeah, like I love the lore of Mortal Kombat. Like you think it's just a really gruesome game, but there's so much character backstories and stuff that are put in the game. Bye. Oh, I'm dead too. Oh, you're dead too. Okay, game over. Ah, okay. So this is how it's gonna do it on 2-player, is it? So what can you see, Tristan?
I'm currently playing as a juvenile, killing people.
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing currently?
I'm running around as a soldier still.
Oh.
This is going to be really hard. I better actually play this super careful because there are enemies everywhere.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll see me at some point.
I think I see you, which is like the funny bit.
Please do not attack me. Go away!
I'm getting like attacked by my own people, which is the weird bit.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Who are you attacking? The people or the swarm?
I don't know. I don't know who meant to be attacking her. This is like a real character choice.
I mean, I think when I did it, I was attacking the people because I was just like, oh, that's my only excuse. Like, is that you with the minigun?
Yeah.
Oh, you must stop shooting me!
Well, I'm like trying to shoot the juvies as well. That's what I'm like trying to go from, but I don't know what's happening because I'm getting like shot from each side.
Maybe I'll stop shooting again.
Jesus. Oh no.
What are you all knowing for?
I'll just get down here. Okay. Fight of the storm attack. Okay, so apparently we're on the right side.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. You'll see me hopefully.
Oh, cutscene. Oh, Big Daddy. Ah, crap. My recording just stopped.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've just restarted it.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But we're in the middle of a cutscene, so it should be easy to cut that together.
Yeah, that's the thing. As long as we can like keep up the seconds.
I think this is the end of the mission anyway.
Yeah, and next time on thingy after this cutscene.
Yeah, sure.
So when you go on those things, do you just like possess different parts of the swarm? Are they like the brains of it or anything?
No, so it's only Kate, without giving too much away. It's only Kate that has this
Power.
thing happen to her when she's inside them. Yeah, she's the only person that has this happen. He did.
I'm also guessing like they're making JD like that kind of mixture of like, is he dead, is he dead sort of scenario. Ooh.
Well, you're about to have that question answered.
Yeah. Oh.
I think it's got like a bit of Darth Vader arm in terms of
Yeah.
like it needs to be constantly healed, but it's sort of thing.
Of course. Can I recommend we maybe get these people out of here? Hey, just slow down.
No, Foz is right. We need to move.
What are you Oscar's dead, man. Give her a minute.
She'll get her minute in the Raven.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Now we need to leave.
I'm not going.
Excuse me?
For months now, I've been having these dreams. Nightmares. But I think they were messages.
Isn't that
Okay.
like a locust symbol or something?
Yeah, that's a locust symbol. It was given to her by her mum at the end of Gears of War 4. Yes,
Enough. We'll deal with this later. Foz,
and it belongs to her grandmother.
I need help.
There's a place up north. I think we can find you answers there.
No. Absolutely not. We have orders.
You'll go with me.
God damn it, both of you, listen.
I'll go with her. Look, if you're missing, Jen will notice. Okay. I'll push Jack the coordinates.
No, Corporal. You're coming back to New Ephira. That is a direct order.
Well, Captain. Screw
Oh,
your
he's
order.
a captain now?
This isn't
Yeah.
about you. It's about me. I need to fix this.
He's all buddy with the
Hey,
Cog
Walter,
team.
hog. Yeah.
a necklace? That's a locust symbol.
Yeah, so?
She would never be our enemy by choice. I know that.
Because she would die for us.
I know that. But what if it's not her choice?
Yeah, I just find that weird that she's got like a locust symbol and everyone seems okay with that.
Well, so on one side it's on one
Yeah,
side of it it's like all carved to look like something else, and on the other side it's the locust symbol. But you don't really know why at this point.
That's fair.
Jack, sad boops.
Sad boops.
Boop boop.
Well, it's just us now. So what's in here anyway?
A fast way out of this fucking place.
Cool. We're going to leave it there for now, guys. We will see you on the next episode of Gears 5. In the meantime, stay safe and keep going.
See you then. Bye.